It's 4:30 in the morning. Getting set up to do a double yo-yo to Belfast. I'm just getting set up, got me a cup of coffee before I go. Bit of lunch, a few bits and pieces. We're gonna get into the van, go get the lorry and then head up to north. So yeah, join me in my day's activities. Oh, it's adorable. So yeah, we're gonna vlog the whole day, so let's go. So we're in the yard now. We're just about to leave. The truck's just warming up and I have our on our 10-minute walk around check. I was doing a walk around there a second ago, but just as you can see, the rain was atrocious. So wait until she's warmed up there now, another 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll get up the road to Belfast. I have to stop and get diesel on the way, and yeah, we'll get chatting when we get in to the Kia. So on the way up here, there was a very, very bad looking crash on the M1 there. Just at Drogheda, or as some people might know it there, Mary's Legs, or the Mary McAleese Bridge. There was 2 lorries involved in an incident. I don't know exactly what happened. I hope everyone's alright. It's just when you see that in the mornings, it kind of puts you off your breakfast, if you know what I mean. So on the way up here, I just decided not to film too much on the way up here, and I just focused on getting here. And I actually took a good bit steadier because the weather was very bad this morning. It was raining very heavily and the wind was strong. So the whole way up here, I actually knocked it back down to 85, between 80 and 85 k's going up that M1 road, just because the time of the year it is, like the road's getting used to the wet again, and it's kind of very slippery and all out. So I just took my time on the way up here this morning. So I'm actually a tiny bit late for my delivery, and I tried to explain that to the guy that I was in here at. They'd be fairly fussy on times in here, you know. And I tried to explain to the guy here, and he didn't want to know about it. He's like, "Oh, you're late or whatever." I said, "I know, lad." I said, "But I'm not that late. Like, I'm about 15-20 minutes late, like, you know." I said, I tried to explain the situation, and he didn't give a shit. So I thought I'd put that out there. If there's anyone working in a warehouse or a stores or anything like that, and a warehouse or a stores or anything like that, and like someone tells you they actually took their time, like I could have lied and said, oh, you know, like I thought it was booked for 8, or I could have lied about it, but I didn't lie about it. I told you, man, the dead honest truth. I says, look, I took my time getting up here because I wanted to get here safe, you know. And they don't care, which is understandable because it's not really relatable to them. It doesn't really matter to them. It matters to them that they get their stuff on time, which is fair too. But you know, a little bit of leniency. Like, I am up here like every other week, and I'm always on time, you know. Oh God! But anyway, not to dull down the day. Yeah, there was two boys in a lorry involved in an incident there on the M1, and it looked fairly bad. So kind of just knocked the enthusiasm out of me for this video. But I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to hope the lads are okay. Sure, there's nothing I can do about it anyway. So I hope everyone is safe there, whatever happened. Hopefully they got out of it all right. I'm still waiting to hear about it. But yeah, so today what we're doing is something I like to call, I don't know if anyone else uses this term, but I call it the yo-yo. So I'm doing the Belfast yo-yo today. So that basically means I'm coming back here twice. So this is my first delivery here. It was booked for 7:30 this morning. It's a tiny bit later. It's just gone 8:10 here now. I'm here a few minutes. And I'm delivering into this exact place twice today because it's very busy this time of year, especially with the products that are going in here. We have 2 loads, so I call that the Belfast yo-yo. I don't know if anyone else calls it that. I just call it that. I have a few of my own terminology words that probably don't make any sense to anybody. And the reason why it's called a yo-yo is because you're up and down, up and down, you know? So up, down, yo-yo. That's the way that's what I call it anyway. So this is our first trip up here today. What we have to do here now after we tip this load, hopefully he doesn't keep us too long. I don't think he will, because usually they're fairly quick. I have to tip this load in here. I'm on a 15-minute break here now because I'm not on a bay or anything. Then I'm going to shoot back down to Dublin, hopefully get a good bit down the road. If I can make it back to the yard before I have to take a half an hour, I will, but I probably have to stop, I'd say, Apple Green and Lusk maybe. I'd say I'll get that far before I have to take a half an hour break. Shoot across, either load this trailer or load another trailer, or another trailer will be loaded hopefully, and grab that trailer and then bounce back up the road. And I'll probably only have just about enough hours to get me home, and I live about an hour and a half away from here. So it's a very tight day, not in like spread wise, just in driving hours wise. If I can keep it in within 9 hours, no problem. But I don't want to have to go into the 10th hour because this week's going to be very busy. I want to keep those 2 10 hours for later on in the week. You know, if you use a 10 hour on a Monday, it leaves you kind of stuck for the rest of the week. So yeah, that's the crack today. And I don't know if you noticed in a couple of the clips, but today I actually have an STC curtain sider, but it's one of those pillarless trailers. And it's a real sturdy looking yoke. It looks really well behind this because I think it's only 4.2 this curtain sider. Our ones that we have, the Grant ones, are 4.55, so they're big godly looking yokes. But when you have a curtain sider on that just sits nice with the top of the cab there, it's lovely. So yeah, that's the crack. But anyway, I'm gonna get this tipped in here and I'll get you chatting to you down. What's the crack, everybody? So right at the minute we're driving through Slane Village here because do you remember that accident I was telling you about this morning on the M1? Well, the M1 southbound is still closed at 10:30, and the crash happened around, I think it was about 6 o'clock this morning. So that's not a good sign. Sorry, I'm just fixing my microphone here. So yeah, we're just coming through Slane Village here now. It's a very wet and miserable day. The rain has not let up whatsoever. And when it regards to tipping the load there, the lads got into it fairly quick. They didn't leave me sitting there, so fair play to them. The lads are usually very good in there anyway. That's why I didn't want to make it sound like I was giving out to them because it wasn't their fault. Absolutely not, you know. It was my fault more than anything else. But anyway, this is the crack anyway. So we're coming through Slane here now. The M1 is closed and now we're heading back down for the south side of Dublin. And it's 20 to 11 now, so I'm going to have to stop for a half an hour break just up on the other side of the hill in Slane here. The garage is going to pull over and get something to eat in there. And then we have to tip down to south side Dublin, load this trailer. I think I was going to wait and load it, or someone else was meant to be loading onto another trailer, but I said, you know what, I have enough time. I'll go back and load this trailer myself, because I actually like having this trailer on. It's a very smart looking trailer, and it's fairly fresh. I think it's only not even a year old. I'll give you a look around the trailer here now in a few minutes after we park up here. Thank you, Mr. Smullen, for giving me a bit of leeway. Thanking you. That corner there in Slane is always very tight. You have to swing it a bit wider because your trailer will catch on the wall on the left hand side. Trucks have the green light here, did he? This is a mad old bridge. I don't know if anyone has ever seen one of these before, but I'm pretty sure Slane is like one of the only ones of these in Ireland where there's a two-way traffic light system. There's one light for trucks and then there's another light for cars. So they let usually the cars go first, slide down on the long head, and then all the lorries trail behind them then in case there's a queue. But because this is Ireland, usually it's the cars that are going slower than the lorries, and it's the cars that end up causing the queue at the top of the hill on the other side. Slane's gas. I actually live very close to here, so I'm not miles away from home. I wish I could tip home and get a bit of lunch, that'd be nice. But where I park my truck at home wouldn't be ideal on a day like this now. Grand if you're empty, but if you're loaded, it's a no-go. So I only bring the trailer home really if on a drier day, if you know what I mean, because the last thing you want to be doing at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning is getting stuck in the muck and having no one to help you. At least if you're in the yard or anything and you got stuck, there's other tools there you can get yourself out with. I hate coming down this hill in the winter. It's so slippery. They usually resurface this part of the road here every year, but sometimes it's just still really slippery. There's a lovely view here. Usually a lot of lads park up here on the left hand side and they camp it out there for the night. A lot of boys from Donegal and stuff like that would come down a bit overnight and they'd camp it there because there's a lovely view there on the left. I don't know if you can see it, up the Boyne Valley. It actually is really nice. It's real pleasant. There's a lovely walk down there. I'd often go down there for my old head walks. I like going for a walk to cleanse the brain. Do you know what I mean? I think I bring it up a good bit in the live streams, but I don't really say it in the mainstream videos. But sometimes I get the old bit of anxiety there, or the normal stuff, the stress, the dealings with life, and then sometimes I just need to go for a walk, sort the head out. And once you go for about an hour walk down that little path down there along the Boyne River, you're absolutely glorious after it. Nice cappuccino and a good walk down there now, sort you clean out. Oh, I have to say I'll be a big man. I'll be into me walking now, but this time of the year there wouldn't be a whole lot of walking done, so I think I'm going to go join the gym again this week to try and burn off some excess energy and a few calories as well, because this time of the year I'll start piling on the way and it has nothing to do with the turkey. Don't know if you can see that trailer in front of me, but some short arse was washing it. The trailer doors are only washed halfway up. Like, have you never heard of a telescopic brush before? No? They always do that in Tesco as well, or in DHL. The trailer's only half washed up the back doors. I don't understand the merit of it. Like, I understand you're probably trying to clean the door handles, but you might as well go the rest of the way, like. Do you know what I mean? So while I'm here, I'm dropping this trailer. This is the pillarless yoke. See the big girders going the whole way along? No pillars the whole way up and down. Handy enough, I suppose. The accelerated curtains on it and all the internals. Lovely floor. Oh, you can't buy fresh stuff. That's a nice trailer now. It's an SDC, I think. Yeah, it is. SDC. Lovely hurler. Reason you would have seen me hook up the Susie's there first before doing anything else is because, especially with these SDC trailers that we got done up, that you would have seen a video on about 2 years ago now at this stage, or 3 years ago nearly, is that the air takes a while to build up in them. They're getting a bit on now. I'd say I think, what year are these trailers? I'm fairly sure they're 2009. Could very well be 2011, but I'm fairly sure they're 2009 trailer, so they're nearly 13 years old. So they take a while for the air to build up. So I put the airlines on first, just to build up a bit. Oh, there's Neil in front of me, is it? We're on the yo part of the yo-yo trip. And luckily enough, one of our drivers was back early and he said he'd load a couple of trailers, so this trailer was actually loaded for me, so absolutely fair dues to that man. Loaded this trailer for me, so when I got back there I didn't have to load any trailers. I literally just dropped the empty and picked up the full, and now I'm back up the road again. So an absolute gentleman. So yeah, now we're heading back to the exact same place we were this morning, and it won't be the same guys we were dealing with there this morning. It will be the afternoon shift, which the last time I was up there in the afternoon shift, it must have been about 5 years ago. It was a long time ago anyway, because we don't usually get afternoon slots in this place. Usually it's always morning, and we'd have maybe 2 or 3 trucks up there in the morning, but never 2 trucks in the same day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So yeah, hopefully the guys will take it in a bit earlier with a bit of luck. They should do. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. I don't know if they're mad hectic in the afternoons. Anyway, we're going to go figure that out. We're going to head up there now. I'm going to try and cut through the M50 here now. Traffic shouldn't be too bad because it stopped raining, so hopefully people aren't crashing into each other still on the M50 at this stage. We're going to shoot up the M1. Hopefully that crash has been cleared with a bit of luck. And I seen what happened. It looks like one truck went into the back of another truck by the looks of things. And yeah, it's not pretty anyway. Someone sent me a video of it. And as much as it wasn't nice to see it in the morning time, darkness, it definitely wasn't nice seeing it in the daytime, that's for sure. But anyway, that's really playing on my mind today. I tell you why it plays on my mind so much is because when you see something like that, especially if you're the likes of myself, professional driver, you're on the roads every day of the week, like that could be you tomorrow, do you know? So it's so scary, like when you see stuff like that, it really hits home. It's like, man, that could have been me this morning, you know? And it might not have been because of the driver's fault or like anything actually happened. It might have just been a break in traction, and that's it can send you off, you know, which can happen fairly often with truck tyres because especially super singles, I noticed with these tyres on my truck, they're very, very slippery. Especially the Bridgestones. Bridgestones are a very slippery tyre for some reason. I don't know why. I've had a lot of people say the same thing. But yeah, you wake up in the morning and you see that, and you just realise how lucky you are some days, you know, to make it back in one piece. So I know a lot of people that to be behind me, and especially in the wet mornings, if I'm going a tiny bit slower around bends or anything like that, and there's people overtake me and stuff, that's why I just don't trust Bridgestone tyres for some reason. So I just take my time, and I just want to arrive alive at the end of the day. Now, if you see me on a Friday, I might be in a bit of a push, but definitely not during the week. I'm never in a rush to get anywhere, really. That's why in the last video I said to you, I always wake up early and I always get there a bit earlier if I can. So advise me having to do that, because it's just, you see that and you're just like, man, that could be me, like, you know, that could be me. And you could wake up and you could be having a brutal day, and then you see someone having an even worse day like that. It makes you appreciate that you're not in that position right now. You could very well be the next day, but just it's a reminder to take a step back for a minute, you know what I mean? Take the foot off the gas. It's not that important. Stuff will get there, do you know? So yeah, that's how much it plays on my mind, just so you see that. Like, this was never planned. I never planned on videoing a video and this being the main emphasis of it. But I keep going on about it and I can't get it out of my head. I just hope that driver's alright, man. It did not look nice. Anyway, we're on, where are we now? We're on the Nace Road, nearly on the Nanga Road here. Not Nanga Road, Nace Road. And we have to get back up onto the M50, up the M1, in through Belfast, hopefully before it gets busy. And I know for a certain fact that by the time I get out of Belfast, it'll probably be rush hour. So yeah, we're going to try our best to dodge rush hour in Belfast if we can. Now we enter the M50. This junction here actually is one of the most dangerous junctions going. More times than not, there has been a lot of trucks that see just this curb here on the right. There's a lot of trucks that flip over there because this turn onto the M50 is so sharp. Like, there's been a good few turnovers of trucks here. So if you're ever coming down this exit off the Long Mile Nace Road, be very careful. Some lovely, nice fella in a Renault Master tipper is after letting me out. Thank you very much, my man. There was a lot of flashing going on there behind me. I thought they were trying to tell me that there was something wrong. I was like, oh no. This man in this XF, we'll let him out, see someone in the slip lane there on ahead. So not a great place to be parked. We'll see on our adventures. Usually see a lot of my friends crossing the M50 at this time of the day, 1:45. As far as I know, all the ports were all winded off today, so all DSG, MTL, all them container crowds, they're all closed. So I wouldn't imagine there's much point in this man in front of me going down to the port at this stage. It's not that windy anymore, but they could still be winded off. You wouldn't know. It doesn't take much for the port to get winded off, in fairness, like, you know. Slightest breeze and they're thrown in the towel. I suppose it's all in the interest in safety and all that crack. But yeah, they get winded off fairly handy. Like, that's one bad thing about container work this time of the year, is that, like, if you're relying just on containers, like, it's a very scary thing to be in, because one chuck of wind, that's it, you've half your day gone, and they might not even open for the day again. You know, it's happened a good few times, especially last year. Last year they were closed down for a lot of the days over the winter, you know. Here's this man in this Renault van. Is he a friend? Is he a friend? Do we know this man? No. See that man right there in that sap van? Gentleman. What am I talking? Imagine I had a podcast called the M50 Podcast. It was just me driving along the M50 just talking about everything I see. Oh, God. I doubt it would be very interesting. I said there'd be a lot of swearing. At this time of the day, it's usually not too bad. Like that, I'm pulling into the house. Yeah, that's what I call progress. And what were we doing today? 13 hours, 35 minutes. Break. Oh, God. Yeah, that's better. So everybody, I'm sorry I didn't get to film after I got back to Belfast earlier on, but to be honest with you, I drove past that crash again, and it kind of just took every bit of anything I had to say out my mouth, and it kind of just played in my mind a little bit. But anyway, I got to Belfast, load got tipped, we're back here now and all. Serious bit of driving done today, definitely. I think it's about 800 kilometres, nearly enough we did today. So put in a serious bit of graft there now today, and the work was done. The main aim in this video now, I'm going to go with after doing a whole day vlogging, is just take your time, lads, and mind yourselves, because there's a lot more things that are more important than getting to a place, you know, at a certain time or whatever, or a certain destination. Your life is more important. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this kind of style of video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and a like. If you want to subscribe after watching this entire video, that'd be completely up to yourself, but I welcome you to subscribe. Now I'm going to go in and go eat me din-dins, and I'm going to Cork first thing in the morning. So lads, have a beautiful week, mind yourselves, and I'll talk to you later on. Good luck.